Have you ever wondered why it seems impossible to lose that stubborn belly fat even when the number on the scale barely changes? The truth is, the biggest threat to your health might not be what's on your plate, but what's inside your gut. Yes, your gut. That organ we only really think about when we're in pain or constipated. But science is increasingly proving that it acts like a second brain, and that the bacteria living there, known as the gut microbiota, play a critical role in your battle against visceral fat. I've seen it happen with many patients, people who ate well, walked every day, and still couldn't shrink their belly. Then we started focusing on their gut health, and suddenly everything changed. They began to sleep better, had fewer food cravings, less bloating, and yes, their belly finally began to shrink. Do you know why? Because those bacteria influence your appetite, inflammation, mood, immune function, and even your hormones. When your microbiota is out of balance, your body switches into a fat-storing mode. And guess where it stores fat first? In the abdominal region, around the organs, the kind of fat that's the most dangerous. Now answer this honestly. Do you frequently have gas, constipation, sluggish digestion? Do you eat a lot of ultra-processed foods or take antibiotics often? If you said yes to any of these, your gut microbiota is likely crying out for help. So how do we fix this? With real food and variety. Bacterial diversity in your gut is built through dietary diversity. The more types of fibers, fruits, vegetables, seeds, and legumes you consume, the more types of beneficial bacteria can thrive. And when those bacteria establish themselves, your body begins to produce substances that regulate hunger, boost fat burning, and reduce inflammation. But there's one name you need to know: Akkermansia mucinifila. This bacterium is being studied by scientists all over the world. It helps strengthen the intestinal wall, reduce obesity, improve insulin sensitivity, and combat inflammation. The issue: it's extremely difficult to find in commercial probiotics because it doesn't survive exposure to oxygen. So how can we encourage its growth? Science has discovered that some probiotics can naturally stimulate your body to produce more Akkermansia, especially those containing Lactobacillus rhamnosus and Bifidobacterium animalis. One study involving overweight women showed significant reductions in belly fat in just 3 months when using these strains. But let me be honest with you. Supplements do help, yes, but eating right helps even more. If you have to choose, invest in real food. Use food as your tool. The way you eat shapes your gut, and your gut shapes your body. So tell me honestly, are you taking care of your gut the way you should? Or do you only think about it when there's a problem? Belly fat is just a symptom. The imbalance starts inside you. Here's what you should do. Over the next 10 days, increase your intake of fiber-rich foods. Remember that colorful plate you always say you'll eat when you have time? Its time has come. Set a goal. Aim for 3 different colors on every plate. Then let me know how you feel. Your digestion will improve, your energy will shift, and your belly fat will start to go down. That's the power of transforming your body from the inside out. Start small, start today, and don't stop. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, but your belly just won't budge? Have you ever found yourself saying, "I don't even eat that much, so why can't I lose weight?" Maybe the problem isn't what you're eating. Maybe the real culprit behind your belly fat is a single hormone. Just one, invisible, silent, and destructive. Its name is cortisol. Cortisol is known as the stress hormone. It's useful in emergencies. It prepares your body to either run or fight. But when cortisol stays elevated day after day, as it does in people who live under constant stress, the effects are the opposite. Everything gets out of balance. Your appetite increases, your muscle mass decreases, your sleep gets worse, your digestion weakens, your insulin resistance rises, and your body stores fat in the most dangerous place, your belly. And here's the cruel part. The more stressed you are, the higher your cortisol climbs. And the higher it goes, the harder it becomes to sleep well, the more hunger you feel, and the harder it is to resist sweets, junk food, or that late-night bread roll. It's a vicious cycle, and until you break that cycle, no workout, no diet, no pill will give you long-term results. I see this every day in my practice. Patients who tried everything and only began to see results once they learned how to manage their stress. One of my patients had suffered from poor sleep for years. With just a few small changes in her nightly routine, she lost around 2 kilograms in just 2 weeks, without altering her diet at all. What changed was her cortisol, and once that dropped, her body responded. Do you wake up feeling tired even after sleeping? Struggle to fall asleep or wake up multiple times in the night? Constantly have headaches, feel irritable, or lose your patience easily? These are classic signs that your cortisol levels are too high, and that hormone is what's sabotaging your results. Controlling cortisol isn't easy, but it's completely possible. And it starts with 2 simple things: sleeping well and reducing daily stress. It might sound obvious, but how often have you truly prioritized your sleep? It's not about how much you sleep, it's about how well you sleep. Creating a bedtime ritual, avoiding screens, dimming the lights, not eating heavy meals at night, avoiding caffeine after 4 in the afternoon. These small habits add up. And during the day, we need to learn how to slow down. It doesn't mean quitting your job and moving to the woods. It means carving out breathing space. A 10-minute walk, 2 minutes of deep breathing, listening to music you love, talking to someone who makes you feel calm. And here's a powerful secret. Physical activity, beyond just burning calories, is one of the most effective tools for lowering cortisol. Even a simple walk has a real impact on your nervous system. Your brain changes when you walk, your anxiety drops, your mood improves, and your body stops storing fat as a form of protection. It's no coincidence that people under constant stress tend to have more visceral fat, even if they don't eat that much. Look around and you'll see it's becoming more common. Professionals stuck on autopilot, exhausted mothers, anxious young adults, and all of them complaining about the same thing: belly fat that won't go away. So I want to offer you a challenge. Starting tonight, turn off all screens 1 hour before bed. Make a calming tea, read a few pages of a light book, take 3 deep breaths. Try going to bed and waking up at the same time every day for 7 days. 7 days, and watch what changes. Your body needs peace in order to burn fat. That stubborn belly fat isn't laziness. It's not just about food. Many times, it's your body crying out for help. Listen to that cry. Give it the rest and care it deserves. Because stress, quietly and steadily, is aging you from the inside out. Belly fat is merely the most visible sign of what's actually happening deep inside your body. If you decide to change this now, you won't just change your body, you'll change your entire life. You might think your health is being destroyed by what you eat, but the truth is, more often than not, it's what you drink. Yes, really. One seemingly innocent glass at breakfast, a soda to go with the meal, a juice that seems natural, and just like that, your waistline starts to grow without you even realizing it. And the scariest part? Most people don't even consider these drinks fattening, but they are. And they're dangerously sneaky because they don't satisfy your hunger, they don't nourish your body, and they go straight to where you hate it most, your belly. The types of carbohydrates that lead to the most visceral fat buildup are refined ones, those that come from white flour, sugar, and most dangerously, from liquid sources. That's right, sodas, boxed juices, energy drinks, even that so-called detox juice loaded with 3 tablespoons of sugar. These are the biggest saboteurs of your health progress. Have you noticed how your hunger returns less than 1 hour after drinking a glass of soda or juice? That happens because these drinks cause a rapid spike in blood sugar. Your body responds by releasing a flood of insulin, And when the sugar crashes, you feel a sudden wave of hunger, that urge to just have a little something else. This cycle repeats day after day. It's not that you're eating too much, you're drinking too much. And everything consumed in liquid form with a high glycemic index turns into fat far more easily. Some people tell me, "But doctor, it's just a homemade natural juice." I get it, but the reality is, when you extract juice from fruit, you also remove the fiber. What's left is sugar, and even though it comes from fruit, in excess, it turns into fat too. One orange contains about 10 grams of sugar. A single glass of orange juice might contain the juice of 3 or 4 oranges. That's nearly the same sugar content as a soda. But because it's natural, we don't recognize the danger. What about solid carbs? The rule is simple. Anything white and fluffy deserves caution. White bread, white rice, pasta, crackers, all of these convert to glucose at lightning speed in your body. And once again, insulin spikes and fat is stored right around your belly. Here's a powerful fact. Studies show that people who frequently consume sugary drinks have significantly higher levels of visceral fat than those who don't. One of the most striking studies, published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition, found that participants who cut out only sweetened beverages without changing anything else in their diet were able to reduce their abdominal fat by up to 14% in 10 weeks, just by cutting the liquid sugar. No exercise, no special diet, just that. And let me tell you, one of my patients tried this exact approach. He was addicted to pure grape juice, 100% natural, no added sugar. He switched to lemon water for 30 days. When he came back to my office, he had lost approximately 8 pounds and reduced his waist circumference by about 2 inches. The most interesting part, he told me that for the first time in years, he was sleeping better and feeling more energized. Have you tried it? Have you ever gone 1 week without liquid sugar? Have you noticed how often you drink soda thinking it's just one harmless glass? Have you considered that your struggle to lose weight may not be on your plate, but in your cup? Here's my advice. Before changing your entire diet, start by cutting out these drinks. Replace sugary drinks with water, sparkling water, unsweetened teas, or plain black coffee. It's that simple. In 7 days, you'll start to notice a difference, not just around your belly, but in your overall energy, your ability to focus, and the quality of your sleep. Because sugar doesn't just affect your body. It causes inflammation in your brain, disrupts your hormones, and traps you in a cycle of constant cravings. Here's a tip that changed my own life. Whenever you feel that strong urge to drink soda, try having a glass of ice-cold water with lemon. It might sound silly, but many times it's hidden thirst that's triggering the craving. And once your body gets used to the new, it stops asking for the old. Change begins in the details, and the easiest yet most overlooked detail is what you drink. You don't need to stop eating everything, but you do need to stop drinking what's quietly destroying you from the inside. Because without even noticing, you may be gaining weight not from what you chew, but from what you drink. That's the most common mistake people make when fighting belly fat and losing. Now that you know, make a different choice. Because this one small cut could be the turning point in your health and in your life. Here's something almost no one tells you about burning belly fat. What truly transforms your body isn't what you do in a single day, it's what you repeat every day. And if there's one strategy that can change everything once it becomes part of your routine, it's increasing your metabolism. Most people believe they need to do hundreds of crunches or spend hours sweating in the gym to lose belly fat. But let me tell you a secret. That's not how fat disappears. Especially not visceral fat, the type that surrounds your internal organs and is the most dangerous. What gets rid of that kind of fat is your lifestyle. It's the choices you make throughout the day, every day, that either push your body to burn energy, even at rest, or hold it back. Your metabolism isn't a switch you flip with a supplement or a weekend workout. It's the result of what you eat, how much you move, your body composition, and, most importantly, how much lean muscle mass you have. I always say muscle is the best investment you can make in your health, because muscle is what burns calories. The more lean muscle you have, the more energy your body uses, even when you're sitting, even when you're resting. And to build muscle, you need two things: smart physical activity and strategic nutrition. Now let me walk you through the 3 pillars that work together to speed up your metabolism. The first pillar is aerobic exercise. This doesn't mean a slow, lazy stroll. If you can, aim for intensity. This is where HIIT, high-intensity interval training, comes in. It's the kind of workout I've done for years. It involves alternating short bursts of maximum effort with brief recovery periods. The beauty of HIIT lies in its efficiency. 20 minutes of proper HIIT equals nearly double the time in traditional workouts. Studies show that HIIT significantly reduces visceral fat and keeps your metabolism elevated for hours after the workout. So even after your shower, your body is still burning fat. But be careful, HIIT is intense. You'll need your doctor's approval, especially if you've been inactive for a while. Start slow. Try alternating 30 seconds of effort with 1 or 2 minutes of rest. Then gradually build up. Use free apps to help with timing and intervals. What matters most is consistency. The second pillar is resistance training, commonly known as weight training. Lifting weights isn't just for people who want to look muscular. For those who want to speed up their metabolism, protect their bones, regulate hormones, and burn fat, this is for you. A study conducted by Harvard University followed more than 10,000 men for 12 years and found that those who included just 20 minutes of weight training per day accumulated less belly fat than those who only did aerobic exercise. And don't trap yourself in a repetitive routine. Your body adapts quickly. Switch up your exercises, adjust the weights, alternate muscle groups. When you challenge your body, it responds, and that response is a more active metabolism. Now, the third pillar is nutrition. Here, protein is the key word. Eating more protein helps in 3 ways. First, it increases the thermic effect of digestion, meaning your body spends more energy digesting protein than other nutrients. Second, it enhances satiety. You stay fuller for longer with less food. And third, it lowers the hunger hormone, ghrelin, which helps reduce cravings and emotional eating. Want a practical example? A protein-rich breakfast like scrambled eggs with flaxseed, a bit of avocado, and a cup of black coffee will have a far greater impact on your calorie burn throughout the day than white bread with margarine and coffee. That's because the combination of healthy fats, protein, and fiber helps stabilize your insulin and keep your metabolism running. I know that changing everything at once can feel overwhelming, but you don't have to do it all today. Start by choosing just one habit to focus on. It could be adding 20 minutes of HIIT 3 times a week, or doing strength training at home with water bottles, or simply replacing one snack with a high-protein option. The important thing is to break the inertia, because if you don't change your muscle mass, your metabolism stays slow. And with a slow metabolism, every diet feels like punishment. You eat little, yet still don't lose weight. Have you felt like that? Like your body doesn't respond the way others do? I understand. I've worked with patients like that. And when they discovered the power of stimulating the metabolism, it was like flipping a switch. Belly fat finally began to shrink. Energy came back. Their mood improved. And none of that came from magic, but from consistency. So tell me, what's stopping you from starting? Lack of time? Try HIIT. No gym? Use your body. Don't know enough? Stay here and keep learning. But don't stay still, because visceral fat doesn't wait. And when activated, your metabolism becomes your greatest ally on this path to change. Start today. Let your body work in your favor. It already knows how to burn fat, it just needs you to help it begin. If there's one thing you should take away from this video, it's this. Belly fat isn't just about appearance. It's a signal that your body is under stress. Ignoring that signal can come at a high price. But now you hold real, scientifically proven tools in your hands to turn this around. Small actions repeated consistently have the power to transform your health from the inside out. And if you want to keep moving forward, there's another video on the screen that will show you the next step. We're going one step higher on this climb toward a healthier, more energetic, and freer life. Click it, watch it with me, and thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next video.